driven by that man right there, J. Michael Kelly, and he's looking pretty serious. I'm telling you what, this guy sometimes has kind of a baby face type thing. He puts his game face on, and I tell you, he gets real serious. And we've talked about it a whole bunch. He's won 4 straight times on this water. He knows how to do it. He's got a boat that can handle the water on the inside lane. And if he gets in front of you, and we call it putting a fender on, if he can put a fender on his hip and keep you out there on his hip, you're going to have your hands full driving around that young man. Nobody's gotten around him for 5 years.
Yeah, and this is probably about the time of the weekend where he thinks about that 5th in a row for the first time. You know, he's probably just getting out on the water, trying to keep it in the back of his mind. But just now, as you go into the finals, he's starting to realize, wow, we could make a little bit of history here.
We could indeed. So that is the U8 and J. Michael Kelly. Now you're looking at the U11, the Miss Flavor Pack. The boat is driven by a young man out of Gig Harbor, Washington. Played some great baseball in the day, but his love was always hydroplanes. He is Jamie Nielsen. He drives for Scott and Shannon Rainey. The boat based out of Cle Elum. And it's a quick one. He, too, wants to be on that inside lane. He always wants to be there. That's where he likes to go. He's very good at getting that lane, and his boat seems to handle those conditions extremely well. That is Jamie Nielsen in the U11, the Miss Flavor Pack. We talked about J. Michael Kelly. How about his teammate, Corey Peabody? It's been an up and down weekend for him. He's had a family emergency. He's had a boat that got into some trouble and got damage on it, but there he is right there. And I can tell you, Corey's going out with one thing on his mind, and that is the Apollo Mechanical Cup at Seafair. That's all he wants.
Yeah, he's there to get some points and to redeem the day that he had yesterday, and he's on track to do that.
And the good thing about the day he had yesterday was it was yesterday.
Right.
Have it happen yesterday. Don't have it happen on race day. I think next up on our list is probably going to be the U21. The Spirit of America, you're looking right at it there as we're coming up on 7 minutes and 10 seconds to the Apollo Mechanical Cup at Seafair. Driving that Spirit of America, there is young Gunnar O'Farrell. Now, the point we got to make about Gunnar here is he is the trailer boat. So he has to start 10 seconds behind the clock. So he's going to be the 7th boat on the water. He will be our trailer boat. Looking next, I think we're going to go over to the U91. You know darn well he's going to be in this final heat. And there it is right there. The U91, the Goodman Real Estate, nobody has had an opportunity to stop him all weekend. I shouldn't say that. They've had the opportunity to do it, but nobody has been able to do it. He's won every heat, and he's been top qualifier. Somebody's going to have to crack that nut, Tanner, if they're going to get the hardware away from him.
He sure is. He's he's had his head down. He's been focused, and he knows what he's got to do. He made the comment at the end of the last heat that it's going to be very interesting out here with this many boats on the water as the conditions were deteriorating a little bit. But he certainly can get the job done and knows what to do.
He does know how to do it. And speaking about somebody who knows how to get the job done, I think we just have to move to the other side of the dock. And I think that's where we're going to go. We're going to go to the U27. How big would it be for the Miss Apollo to win the Apollo Mechanical Cup? We're going to go elsewhere with this. Let's see where we're going to go. We went back to the Apollo. Dave Vilwalk, he's won 10 times on this lake. He won last weekend. He's won 11 APBA Gold Cups and on and on and on.
I mean, it'd be one thing to do it in front of his home crowd, his sponsors' home crowd, but to do back-to-back weekends for Dave Vilwalk before being inducted into the Motorsport Hall of Fame would just be absolutely awesome.
And rounding out our field is going to be the U12. Jeff Bernard, the busiest guy in Seattle right now. He just got out of the GP79. And Jeff Bernard right there, yeah, he's had a smile on his face this weekend because he's had a pretty good weekend. He'd love to top it off with a win right here. Look for him to go mix it up with J. Michael Kelly and Jamie Nielsen. I look for the three of those guys to really be pushing and shoving there to get an inside lane. We're inside 5 minutes. Look at that shot. 1, 2, 3, 4. H1 Unlimited hydroplanes coming out on the water. It is time now for the final heat of the Apollo Mechanical Cup at Seafair. H1 Unlimiteds. It's a winner-take-all 5-lap final heat. And as I just said, we will go around 5 times in this winner-take-all final. Look for this 5-minute period to be an interesting one. There's two boats we expect to be fighting for the inside. Jamie Nielsen, he is right now inside of Jeff Bernard as they go up toward the top end of the race course. Boat coming up, but now we're going to get a cut. Watch this. Here comes J. Michael Kelly. J. Michael Kelly's going to come across the course and try and jump in front of Jamie Nielsen and Jeff Bernard. He has successfully done that. There, you get a good look at it as comes off the top end of the race course. Jamie decided to just stay up there. Now, we saw this morning, Tanner. Look at Jamie Nielsen way up there at the top end. You can't even see him on our camera. He's barely moving.
I mean, he's got 2.5 minutes. Is he going to be able to go so slow that he can stay behind the 115 mark from there?
And the other piece to the puzzle, be able to defend the position if somebody wants to come around and have a whole bunch of boat speed.
Yeah, with 3,000 horsepower, they're still turbine boats. They don't pop out of the hole instantaneously. You got to get up on plane, then spool up, and then build the speed. So it says that we have seen a couple people leapfrog before the 115 mark.
All right, coming up on 3:15, there is Gunnar O'Farrell. You're looking right down the nail of that boat. He is going to be our trailer, so he will be on the outside. The rest of the field now is moving slowly up toward the top end, and that's where the interest is going to be. There's Dave Villwock. You see him going very slowly in the U-27 of Miss Apollo. He's doing it on an inside lane, Tanner. We've been seeing him be happy enough to go to the outside, not this time around.
No, he is really holding that one tight. Looks like a little confusion on lane choice just behind him, though.
Somebody just popped and went down up there. I believe that was Corey Peabody. He's done it before. He is trailing the field. He is right at the entrance pin to the upper corner. Corey Peabody's got the candle lit, but he dropped down to ground idle again, and we've seen him do that. We're coming up on 2:25 until our start. Now 2:20. The boat, everybody's just crawling up there, and when you see smoke, that means somebody has dropped down. Where is Jamie Nielsen? Is halfway down the front straightaway. You've got these four boats coming ever so slowly. There's Jamie Nielsen. He is halfway between those boats and the start-finish line. He's sitting on an inside lane. Now you're going to have to watch and see. There's Dave Villwock. Great camera work right there. Dave Villwock is coming around the exit pin. He is starting to get up on a plane. Now you're looking at, that was a flashback to Corey Peabody. Corey's going to be fine in this thing. If he wanted to really put his foot in it and come down hard, he could maybe leapfrog some people. So we are still looking at 135. This is not what I expected. This might be the slowest score up we've ever had, but right now Nielsen is in 1, Bernard is in 2, and now we got boats coming. Here comes J. Michael Kelly. Kelly's going to try and come down and leapfrog the field, but the other boats are going to get cold. Now watch Andrew Tate. He's coming with boat speed, and 115 appeared to be legal. The boats now start to put the pedal down. Andrew Tate got inside of J. Michael Kelly. I think Kelly had ideas that perhaps he was going to leapfrog some of the boats, but I'm telling you, the bad news right now is Corey Peabody is still up at the top end of the race course. He has yet to come down. His boat has gone down to ground idle, and quite honestly, it's going to be interesting to see if the officials will let him run right now, because he is in a bad spot, but now he's up and running. Corey Peabody was sitting in a bad spot, and I thought from a safety standpoint, they might want to get him out of there and maybe rerun this, but no. 35 seconds until the start. Top end, it is Jamie Nielsen sitting in 1. Nielsen is sitting in 1. We have Bernard sitting in 2. That looks like Villwock in 3. We've had a little bit of contact made between the U11 and the U12. A little paint rubbing apparently going on. The boats are still coming very, very slow to the line. It is Nielsen in 1, Bernard in 2. It is Andrew Tate in 3. It's Kelly in 4. We are inside 10 seconds. We're inside 5. We're 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh boy, and I think we may have boats across the line again. Just like we saw a week ago, Kelly's going to get down to the lower corner first, but he's outside and he's in lane number 4. Don't know what happened in there to Dave Villwock, but he got wet coming off the corner. It's Jamie Nielsen going to come off in first place, but oh boy, has he got company. He's got Tate and he's got Kelly with him, Tanner.
Boy, I think it could have been 3, possibly 4 boats over early, which would make things interesting here. Although the hallway's awfully narrow for Dave Villwock. He got squeezed right right out of that, but a crazy race up the front.
All right, look at the boats off the top end. Jamie Nielsen takes a big hop up there, but he settles the boat back down. Nielsen is your leader, and we have two boats that we are being told have jumped the gun. That is the 8 and the 11, and we know what that means. That puts the 91 and Andrew Tate out front. Tough break on that. Start is still under review. They are still reviewing it, but we are being told the 8 and the 11 have jumped. Now it looks like one boat coming off the lower corner down there. It's Jamie Nielsen, but right outside him is Andrew Tate. Nielsen's running like a rocket, but we have been told they have jumped. They have jumped the start. So Andrew Tate, being legal, is on lap number 2 of 5. He's got about a 4-boat length lead.
Now all that
they
slow,
get to the top end. Yes.
All that slow trawling has just caused a white caps on the inside lane, which Jamie Nielsen is dealing with right now. Andrew Tate was able to get around it, but that's checked Jamie Nielsen up and given Andrew Tate a little bit of breathing room here at the lead.
Yeah, Andrew Tate is he's out front. He's in a good position. If we know those two boats have jumped the clock, so does he. I think his radio guy right now is just going to be telling him where the good water is to do exactly what you're talking about. Avoid those rollers that you're talking about. And there's a bunch of them up at the top end. Off the corner, off the bottom end of the race course on lap 3 of 5. You're looking at our leader. It's the U91. It is the Goodman Real Estate. Behind him and to his left is the yellow and blue of the Miss Flavor Pack, Jamie Nielsen's ride. But we have been told he jumped the start. We have been told also that J. Michael Kelly, who just flew the boat up the backstretch, that he has jumped the start. If that's the case, our second place boat is the U12 of Graham Trucking and Jeff Bernard. Here comes Andrew to put another one in the books. He will start lap number 4. We're still being told the start is under review, but we still have it that our two boats have jumped the gun, and I'm being told, yes, that is true. So they're obviously looking at something else on the water. Could there be another boat that could be across early? We just don't know at this point. We are on lap 4 of 5, and right now it is all Andrew Tate up the backstretch. He's got a rooster tail now on Jamie Nielsen in the U11. There is a lot to sort out on this one, Tanner, because it got messy down at turn 1, too.
It sure did, as we're on lap 4 of 5. I mean, on my eye, it looked like 3 jumped, which in which case Corey Peabody really needs to chase down Jeff Bernard to get himself up another notch on the rung. But maybe 2, could be 4 boats. It's just something that's got to settle out. But right now, the water is just getting rougher and rougher. Andrew Tate has made some changes to the boat possibly because it's a smooth ride up front.
White flag lap right now for, where's Jamie? Oh, Jamie is still tucked inside of Andrew. He's still right with him, but we're on the final lap here, and it is Jamie Nielsen trailing Andrew Tate. Tate's going to come off the corner there. Tate giving him plenty of room, and Andrew's going to come off with, not quite a rooster tail lead. He's got about 7 or 8 boat lengths on Jamie Nielsen, who's hanging right with him. Then it's back to J. Michael Kelly, then it's back to Jeff Bernard, and then it's back to Corey Peabody and Dave Villwalk. Top end of the race course, the checkered flag is gonna fly, and it's gonna come down and it's gonna wave for Andrew Tate and the U91, the Goodman Real Estate, at least on the water, as we have been told so far. The initial winner of the Apollo Mechanical Cup at Seafair, Andrew Tate, U91, Goodman Real Estate. Second place is going to go to Jamie Nielsen and the Miss Flavor Pack. A good run for J. Michael Kelly in the U8, the Beacon Electric. And how about this one, Jeff Bernard? Is he in the middle of this somewhere? This is going to be interesting to sort out. Jeff Bernard comes home in 4th. Then it's Corey Peabody coming home in 5th position. Off the top end of the race course, I believe that's going to be Dave Villwalk. He is going to come down. And what a run for Gunnar O'Farrell. Gunner's actually been closing here on the inside of Dave Villwalk. Villwalk will come across, and right behind him is Gunnar O'Farrell.
Oh, Gunnar flies it over the start-finish line,
really
honestly.
flew it.
I mean, the fact that he did that from the rough water, trailing all of those boats, pretty impressive. I mean, he definitely finished the day on a high. Even though he's crossing the finish line last, he made up ground on some pretty fast guys.
Wow, so there's going to be a lot to unpack on this one. We've got a couple of boats that we are aware have jumped the gun, and those 2 boats that jumped were the 8 and the 11.
All right, we're going to take a look at the replay of the start here. The stat man is over here breaking it down frame by frame for the officials, so that's happening right next to us. So we'll be able to kind of get a glimpse and let you know what's happening with that. But we'll get a replay on screen here so we can all make our unofficial judgment.
And let's underline the word unofficial. So everything is unofficial here. Here's our clock and what it shows here. This is unofficial again. There's 1, there's 2. And
Yeah, it looked like 3 to me.
yeah, it's going to be really close on Jeff Bernard. Really close on
Yep.
Jeff Bernard. And remember, the clock doesn't strike 0 until it has the 3 hash marks, and we just lost our picture. So unfortunately, we can't see it. You guys might have it set up there good in the truck, but we can't see it here until our monitor comes back. There it is. You're rolling it back. You clearly got 1. You've got 2.
Ooh.
Oh, right there. Yeah, I think you've got 3, and I think we, at least on the water, from that standpoint and jumping the gun, Andrew Tate.
Jump
looks
the
to
gun.
be-
Come on. You can do it, Brad.
Yeah, I think it's. I think Andrew Tate is in a good spot from that standpoint. Yeah, I've got it official now on the water. Official on the water. The 91 is the winner. We do not know anything about second place and beyond. They are still looking at a bunch of stuff. That's the report I like to get. Jonathan works really well with this one. If he can take that leader and say, he's clean, we don't know about what happened behind him. But right now they need to get the box out of Andrew Tate's boat, get it up there to tech inspection. If he clears, he's it.
Amazing. What a weekend for Andrew Tate after we've talked about it a couple times, but he had really a dismal weekend on many levels last weekend in Tri-City. So to come out here, clean sweep, did what he had to do, kept his nerve about him, and just gathered up all the points he possibly could. It's exactly what he needed to get done.
I think we are got our Erica Allreed standing by with our winner on the water, Andrew Tate. Erica, take it away.
Watch out for his chin.
Andrew, congratulations on that run. When we were chatting earlier, you called this weekend a breath of fresh air, and I bet that rings even truer now as you close it out with that performance. How much of this wasn't just wanted but needed?
It's always nice to come home a winner. It's racing, though. Anything can happen. You're going to have highs and lows, and I think staying in the middle somewhere is probably the key, at least mentally and emotionally. But you kind of hit the nail on the head. It's more of a relief. We knew we had a fast boat. We qualified well. We ran well in all the qualifiers. So to put it all together come Sunday afternoon is what really counts. And, yeah, nice relief.
And as you crossed the finish line, I was watching your team owner, Bruce Ratchford. He just put his arm in the air and was already celebrating before you got back to the dock. And as we walked over here, I don't think one person didn't stop and congratulate you. How sweet is it to have that support?
Yeah, it's a bit overwhelming, to be honest with you, but really, really cool to see. There's a lot of people here from Goodman Real Estate. There's a lot of people here from Apollo and Bruce Ratchford's company with BWR Racing. To see all the smiles is, it's probably a lot cooler for them than it is for me. Like I said, it's more of a relief to know that I could get the job done and make all those people happy. They definitely deserve it.
Well, go ahead and enjoy and celebrate some more with your team. Congratulations on that performance. And guys, back to you.